we'll see how far we can go. And I am talking about what happened yesterday when I met God. It was a very nice experience, very, very nice experience. And I know some of my old friends on Facebook have left me because they don't believe in this sort of things. But I believe that God can use so many different tools to reach us, to talk to us. So this was one of the tools when no person, no organization, no church, no one have helped me. So I had to reach out for alternative help when no one want to help me. So I heard, I'm prophetic person. So I heard from God before this happened. And he said to me, it was so fragile, this message. So if I have not been in experience of God is talking to me, I should not have known that he was talking to me. But I heard it. And he said to me, you are going to buy a man. And I have many single young men that want to come to Sweden from Africa and marry me from Africa. So I was thinking first that God was talking about to pay for an airplane ticket and all those paper for a man to come from Africa to Sweden, as I am a single woman. But it wasn't. It was that way he was talking to me, to buy a man to help me and with my life. So just after some days, maybe 2 or 3 days, it was something that told me something, maybe something I saw on internet or something that make me search for if there is any hypnosis man or woman that could help me to hypnotize me and go back to that time in 2000, when God come to my home and was my daughter. She was 15 years old. She was also with me, but she never heard God talking. She heard other things that was going on with spirit things, but she never heard God. But I heard God, and the first I didn't saw God, but I saw in the spirit that it was a clock in the air. So I saw the time, and then when everything was over, it was a clock coming in the spirit again, and I saw it had gone 2.5 hours from the first clock to the second clock. So, and I could only remember small fragment, not much of what God was talking to me. And now I had so much disturbing in my life, very much, and I understood this must be something, a force that I don't see, but I understand there is a force, because every time, in many years now, since 2000, many times when I think I go and get a blessing, and I see it coming to me, but it's like cutting off, so I never get it. Something hold the blessing back, and it's a force in the spirit world where we can't see it, but it exists. It's there. And for example, I met my love of my life for 1 week ago, and after 40 years, I met him again suddenly, and we started to talk, and I start to feel this love again. Then it cut off. Everything cut off. Every blessing is cut off. Something disturbed it. So I have to reach it. I have to find out what it caused this problem in my life, caused this unbalance. I never get any real joy in my life. I can't really relax. So as soon as I can relax and feel like, oh, everything is going right way and everything is okay, then suddenly it's coming disturbing things. Now, lately it was this with the thieves. When I was in the United States in November, I had thieves in my home that steal many, many things from me. And I had to go to the police with it. And it disturbed me so much in my life. And I understand the target is for us that have this, to not focus on what we should do, not focus on God, not focus to be right. That is a force, the Bible say that we are not fighting against those things that we can see and hear in our daily life. It's the spirit enemies. And I have it so much. And I start to understand, I got confirmed really that I am very important for God. So this force want to disturb. They don't give up. They know God is going to win in the long run, but they try the best they can do to disturb me, to not get me focus on what I should do. The most important things I should do in life is to walk the path and going back to God, to God's kingdom, and join God. Then when my time is out here on earth, I want to, and I need to join God, or else I go the other way. I have to focus on the light. And so I was to this man that is a really known person here in Sweden, and it's expensive to do it, but I need to do it to get in touch in this force that stops every blessing to come through. I have got much blessing in money, but it's not in my whole life because I'm single, and I don't want to stay single. And I want to have a family. I don't have a family. And So yesterday I was frightened, and I was frightened about hypnosis because you hear so much negative about it, especially from Christian people. And I know now, today, that it was the devil talking from Christian people, that hypnosis is crazy, that they take over those people that do it. But it wasn't like that yesterday. I was very worried. And I lay down on the bed and relaxed, he said. And then he took me down in trance. And when I was away, but I could hear and think, I could hear myself and think and everything. I was like normal. The only thing God had done for me, that was that my heart was up here, and it was going and knocking, and I could take it out, my pulse, and when I go down in the trance, I was thinking, no, I'm going to tell him that my body is reacting weird. It's so much hard up in my throat. But then I was thinking, no, I let it be like that. And it was a measurement from God, because it was stopped after, when I go back up again from the trance, it was nothing with the heart anymore. I was totally relaxed. So it was a measurement from God to do this. So I went down, and I was in a beautiful, beautiful garden, and it was very green. It's not those color that we have here on earth. It's so much brighter, so much more color of it. And it was a man walking there that I know. I felt it was Jesus. And he walking and touched, and took it down the branches for me, and showed me the leaves. It was green leaves, and he had a white robe on him, but he had a red mantle over his shoulder, and he walked there, and he said to me, everything, everything is yours, he said to me. And that, you know, that you have followed me before, you know that he had said that to me. So that's only something I remember, that I recognize. That's what you have told me before, 12 years ago, like that. And then suddenly I saw it was light coming from the right side of the garden, and it was, and my hypnosis, the man, he asked me, what do you see in the light, he said. I say, it's too bright for me to could look at it. It's so bright, white light. But then when I tried to look into it, I say it was 6 men, and about like that. It was with white robe and white hair, long white hair. And when I saw them, I saw behind them, it was an opening, but it was so bright, so I couldn't see what building it was. But it was an opening because it was darker there. So I went to that opening, and suddenly it changed. So I saw a little girl was going with them, and she had taken their hand, one of the man's hand, and walked with him, and there was those other men was behind them and like told them to walk forward, like a wall, to go there, and the man hypnosis say, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I am," and I have this a child voice. I heard it. "I am not frightened. I am a child, and I'm curious." So it was me. When I was 8 years old, I was very much in the spirit. I was a very spiritual child. And in the year 2000, that was the first that come forward before Jesus Christ come and God come, was that little girl who come to me, and I knew it was me as a child, 8 years old child. And now she come back, and she walked into this tunnel with white walls. It was not dark, it was more gray. And suddenly we come in with this girl in a big spheric cupola building. But I didn't see the building. I see it inside the throne room, but it was spheric. And the girl standing there, and it was a throne there, a big throne. And the girl, I saw the eyes, I saw with the eyes of the girl that God was so big. He was not a human built man. He was so big. And the little girl, as she measured it, she said to this man, hypnosis man, that he's like 10 men big. He was so. And I said, but I'm not I'm not frightened because I'm a little girl, and I see what I see. And he said, is it because of the love you feel? He said, the hypnosis man. And I said, yeah, I feel that he is my father. He wants everything nice to me. He don't want to hurt me. I'm his child, with his childish voice. And suddenly, God on his throne, he was high up because it was steps up to the throne, and it was of gold. The steps, it was about 20 steps to go up to the throne. But I was standing, the girl, me, was standing on the floor, and suddenly God said, I have chosen you. He said to me, and suddenly when he said that, I have chosen you, it's come a red carpet down from the throne, down to where this girl was standing. And I don't know if it was a carpet, if it was red blood that was running down to me. And I don't want to say that. I only say those two options. And then he has suddenly, like golden stick, or those that royalty have in their hands. And he took the golden stick and pointed on me on the floor. And suddenly I saw her, because I was standing behind that girl, so I saw her as a shadow, and the stick cut that girl in half, and in the same time it split in two. The girl say, "I'm grown up now." So she grew up to be me that I am today. And it was close because someone else had the time for this hypnosis man. So next time I have to ask this, what this means, this that he cut, because it was a half. And where he had cut, it was still gold on the edge of the both. At least mine half on the right side, but the left side, it faded away. It didn't exist anymore. So the right side was only there, and it was dark green, the whole me, and then suddenly it come out as a shape, as a butterfly, but a half butterfly. And that's where we end. So I have written this man this night because it was hard to sleep, because I was thinking what was going on yesterday. So I write him that we need to take contact with that girl more, because she had not had all these answers. She gonna answer me so I find out the whole truth. A little girl at 8 years old, you never know what God used. And she is dominating. She is my, what is called as my spirit guide. 8 years old, I have heard it before. Some people have said that. It doesn't need to be a grown-up and adult person to be a spirit guide with this little girl that is me. Because God's time is not our time. And the time, what we call time, floating in the spirit world. So it can be yesterday, it can be in the future, it can be now. It's every time. So it goes like that. So it's me as a child. But in the same time, I'm the spirit guide of myself. It sounds weird for people that don't understand, or at least that you try to understand it, that you hold an open mind about it, that it can be truth. And for me, it's the truth. I start to understand the whole spirit world, and I know God, and I know how they react and say, and this is very strange that God told me that I'm going to buy a man, and it come true, because I pay him to help me to find myself, to find the truth, to find the answer of everything. And I need to pay him, and I gladly pay him. He's much better to pay to than tying to a church that you only get some words from the Bible. But here is the whole thing. My whole life, yours life also, it's the answer for you also. It's not only for me. It's not a private revelation. It's a revelation for the whole world, because God was telling me that he had chosen me to be the messenger for him to you. So I'm glad God held up these workers so they didn't start with to drill or something. So I will tell you next time. It's March, the 2nd of March, I'm going back to him. And we will know more what's going on in that world we can't see, but we can see the effect of it in our life. So thank you for watching and listen to me. God bless you. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you.